expanding education in the Show Me State as lawmakers move forward with legislation to fund pre-K for youth in need. It would impact children between the ages of 3 and 5, capping the size of early childhood education programs offered at schools. Experts say that kids who receive earlier educational starts do much better long term. Supporters would like to expand it to provide pre-K for all kids, saying it would help educational outcomes and address the state's child care deficit.
It's really imposed a negative impact on our workforce. People going back to work because they realized their child care was so expensive, they're just as well off to stay at home and take care of the kids. You know, one of the spouses decides to do that. And, you know, I've heard estimations of over $2 billion negative impact in our workforce.
Now, critics oppose including charter schools, claiming they take away state funding from public schools.